Welcome back to the Hillbilly RV channel. Today I'm up on top of this fifth wheel camper on this very sunny, very warm fall day, and we are changing a powered vent. This had, I have to go down there in a little bit and show you what came off here. It was a max air, but it was the powered vent that you add to just a regular old crank up vent. I don't know whether it was factory or it was something that was added on, but it's all broke, and we're going to take that off and put a brand new max air fan on here. It's the one that has the built-in cover and everything on it, the rain cover. So yeah, I've actually already got started. I had to go down and get some more tools, so I brought the camera up and thought I would take you guys and gals along for this repair. So let's get back down on our knees and carry on. Well, I'll get back down on my knees. Y'all sit in your comfy chair and just watch. Sounds like a good deal for y'all. Did I mention it's a very bright sunny day? Makes it hard to see the viewfinder on the camera, but do what we can. These old brackets that they use to hold the max air covers on are covering up our screws, some of our screws that hold this old vent down. So I need to get those off and out of the way. Hopefully this old hardware will cooperate. It's all stainless steel on the max air stuff, so everything should come off pretty well. We hope, anyway. Get those little machine bolts out, get this bracket up out of the way, and then we can get to that screw that I couldn't quite get to. So once we get those brackets out of the way where we can get the rest of these screws, we'll just take a straight screwdriver and go around them to get that sealer away, because this has 1/4-inch hex head screws that hold this old vent to the roof. So I'm just going to get all those screws uncovered, but get those screws out with the drill. Yeah, once we get those screws, we get the sealer off those screws with our screwdriver, then we can get to the screw and back those out, just like that. So I'm going to just go around, get all those screws out, and then we'll be right back. We'll pry this old vent off the roof, and we'll get started putting the new one back. I think I got all the screws out. They actually didn't put like 4 screws in this thing, one on each side, which is kind of odd. I'm fairly certain that this is the original vent. Now we just have to carefully get our screwdriver under the flange of that vent. We can just pull it up some on the corners. Get under here in the middle somewhere. Very gently. You want to try your best not to damage the roof. Sometimes these things come off a little bit better than others, but you just try and minimize, the damage to the roof the best you can. You got to kind of hold the roof down too, because if you just start yanking this thing up, you'd stretch that roof up. I bet you could probably stretch that roof up a foot. Once you get it started good, usually just do it by hand. Again, I'm holding that roof down because I don't want the roof, you know, losing contact with the luan underneath. There's 3 sides. There's all 4 sides. Got some wires to deal with here. I don't know what is what here. I'm just going to take my crimpers and I'm going to snip these wires off, and then I'll show y'all here in just a second what I'm doing. There's the old wires coming from the control box for that MaxxAir cover, powered MaxxAir cover. Now I'm just going to very gently go around and take my scraper and get the majority of this old die core off of here, so that when we set our new vent on there, we'll start out as fresh as possible. That MaxxAir cover had some kind of foam seal around it. So like I said, I'm just gonna very, very gently try and get the majority of this old sealer off. And you know, sometimes it just comes off in little bitty pieces. Yeah, you just got to do what you got to do. So I'm gonna get all that scraped off, and then I'll be right back. I got all the old sealer off that I'm gonna get off. And it's just a fine line between, you know, how much to take off, you know, so you'll get a good seal on your new vent or whatever you're putting on the rubber roof, and, you know, and damaging the roof, because you don't want to damage the roof. You don't want to make a bunch of holes out here that you have to cover up with sealer. So, you know, just a fine line. I mean, how much to take, how much to leave. I generally try and get, you know, most of it off for, you know, like 1/4, 3/8 of an inch, you know, around where the old vent was. That way the new vent has a nice flat place to sit. Now I'm going to take a rag and some cleaner and just clean this roof as best I can. Just get the dirt and the loose stuff off. All right, I'm going to finish getting that cleaned up, and then we'll be right back. There's the new vent. I know it's upside down, but it's a Max fan. That's what we took off. The gentleman has 2 more of those. That's what we took off. He wanted to change them because this cover got broke, and so he just wanted to upgrade. He wanted one. This has the remote control and everything, so it'll be really nice when we get it done. So I've already got my putty tape on here, as you can see, because we always putty tape. Everything that we shoot a screw in a camper gets putty taped. And now these vents here are a little bit unique because This the mounting flange actually comes off. Well, I can't do it with one hand. So you screw it to the roof, and then you there's 4 mounting screws that you mount the upper part of the vent to the flange. So it's a pretty cool setup. I'll get y'all set up back here at the hole, and I'll be able to show you that flange and everything. So let's go back here and get y'all set up. So here's our new vent, and this flange just sets on there for right now, and it's got screw hole. It's got places for screws in the side. So when you put this flange on, make sure you get it turned, oriented correctly, and then it has a O-ring down in there that seals the top part to this base. Cool setup. And I looked, it does not say front or back, but you just have to get it on there so you can get your mounting screws in. So you want these places for the screws on the sides, okay? So let's just get the paper off the putty tape. Stuff that in our pocket so it don't blow away. Set our mounting ring down here with our mounting screws on the side. Just kind of center that in this hole, just like so. And then we just screw it down. Max Air, this particular Max Air vent even comes with new stainless steel screws to mount the flange with, which means they're stainless steel, which means they won't stick to our magnetic driver, which means try my best not to drop one somewhere where I can't get a hold of it. I'm just going to go around and get all them screws in, and we'll be back. Did I mention it's really bright up here and hard to see that viewfinder? I think you guys are in frame. I got the base all screwed down, and I just test fit the top, make sure everything was cool. So now we're going to seal the base with Dicor or Alpha or whatever I pull out of the bag. I've got like a 1.5 of the Alpha sealer left. It's a Lippert product. There it is, the Alpha. And once this is gone, I don't think I'm gonna be buying any more Alpha. It's extremely hard to get out of the tubes. It doesn't want to come out the end of the tube. It wants to come out the other end and gob up your caulking gun. So I don't know what that's all about. Never had that issue with Dicor, and didn't really have trouble with the Alpha until I ordered some more, and then it's like you can't get it out of the tube. Now this is coming out all right now, but man, I've had like the last 3 tubes I've tried to use, it's just virtually impossible to get out of the tube. So that's really annoying. And I know y'all hear me say this every time. Yeah, I know this is self-leveling, but I just like to work it around with putty knife. Make sure there's no big air bubbles or any voids in the sealer. Make sure it bonds on both sides real well. We're just going to go around the other 3 sides. Then we'll be ready to mount the top to the base hopefully without getting into the sealer and getting sealer everywhere. But you got to put the sealer on first. So I don't know of any way around it. See, this is what I keep finding on this Alpha sealer. When I pull it out of the truck, it's already oozed out the bottom of the tube. And it just don't want to come out good. So I don't think I'll be ordering any more Alpha. Yeah, feels like this tube is doing exactly what I said it was doing. Yeah, I'm getting sealer out the tip, but it kind of feels like there's as much sealer going out the back end as I'm getting out the tip. So it's just, it has ruined that brand new caulk gun, and it has gobbed that gun up where you can't hardly even use it anymore. See that? Can you see up in that tube? There's where there's half a tube of sealer up inside that tube. I can get some of it, but I can't get it all. I just take my putty knife and scrape some of it out. Now let's see if we can get the top down on the base without getting sealer everywhere. This is also a good time to point out too that you want to make sure that you get the back to the back and the front to the front. Okay, got it down on there. Now we got to get them, well, got it down on one side. Now we got to get them 4 screws in the sides without getting sealer all over the place. So now I just have to get these 4 screws, 2 on each side, in under the boats, around the boats, and not get in that sealer. So whether I'm successful or not, I don't know yet, but I'll be back and I'll let you know. Or maybe I won't let you know if it goes too badly. All right, well, do yourself a favor. Before you try and get those screws in the side, go ahead and finish your wiring, which I did. No, I did not take the camera down because I'm here by myself today. I did not feel like, well, the time I realized what was going on, I didn't feel like coming back up here, getting the camera, carrying it down the ladder, and then carrying it back up the ladder. So I hooked my wiring up. We got the lid raised so I could get to those screws on the side. Did it all make sense to you? Well, it does to me. Because I didn't know how in the world I was going to get those screws in here until I figured out that all we had to do was raise that lid up so we could get to these screws. Pretty neat system, actually. I've only worked on a couple of these. I don't know that I've ever installed one. Had to do something to one time, and I had to take the base, you know, the top part off the base, and it took me a little while to figure out what in the world was going on, but Pretty cool. I mean, if something happens to the fan or the vent, as long as the base is intact, then you can just take, remove 2 screws and 2 wires and change the vent without disturbing the sealer and the roof and all that. If the fan got tore up, or if the vent got tore up and didn't tear up the base, that would be very possible. Having these boats up here has not made this any more fun. It really hasn't. These boats have been in the way the whole time. And yeah, I could have unlocked them, got them out of the way, but these locks look like they have been locked for a long time. And I seriously wonder if I'd even get these locks undone. I think these boats have been up here for a long time. All right, well, there you have it. There is changing out a older version of a Max Air fan with a newer version. I'm going to go down I'm going to go inside. I've already done my wire connections. All I got is 4 screws to go back in the garnish. It's done down there. It's done up here. I have to ratchet strap these kayaks back down. But then that's going to be it. So, hey, as always, thanks for watching my videos. Please don't forget to give them a thumbs up. Share them with your friends. Subscribe if you're not. Be sure and go down in the show notes and check out everything that's going on down there. There's email accounts, there's post office boxes, Patreon, there's merchandise, there's a little bit of everything going on down there. So go down there and check that out for sure. And I'm going to get these boats tied back down, and then I'm going to go up the road and fix another one. And y'all have a fantastic day.